Hey people, welcome to the Run Testers, and if you thought Adidas Boost was dead, well think again, because despite updates to the Supernova series, the new Adidas Ultraboost 5 landed not that long ago. That's right, the Boost is back. You've got a tweaked light boost foam underfoot that's supposed to deliver a more energetic ride. To see if it delivers, we've done the requisite test miles, and here's our review of the new Adidas Ultraboost 5. Quick details then, the Adidas Ultraboost 5 stack height comes in at 39mm on the heel, 29mm under the forefoot for a Nike Pegasus 41 style generous 10mm drop. The Ultraboost 5 weighs in at 10.2 ounces or 289 grams in a UK men's size 8 test shoe. Launch price for the Ultraboost 5 was set at £160 or $180. That's at the higher end for daily trainers, and it's pricier than the likes of the Nike Pegasus 41 at $140 or the Saucony Ride 17 at the same price, and other recent additions to Adidas's everyday running shoe lineup, including those Supernova Primas, which are $160, and the Supernova Rise, which are $140. So let's give you a quick shoe whip round then. The big upgrade here comes in the midsole, as I said, with that new Formula Light Boost foam that uses the same base material from last year's Adidas Ultraboost Light 1, but crucially that's been re-engineered to spring back quicker as your foot hits the ground. Adidas says the foam not only saves weight, but it offers significantly higher cushioning and 2% more forefoot energy return. The lighter foam also allowed Adidas to increase the stack and put more boost underfoot without adding weight. There's now 9mm more foam right across the foot. To control that bigger stack, Adidas has added a new torsion system, an X-shaped plate in the middle of the forefoot that's there to support the transitions. There's also a moulded heel counter for additional security and control. Up top there's a new prime knit upper with varying levels of structure and flex. The uppers shoot for that combination of breathability and support, but only where you need it. The outsole has a generous covering of continental grip rubber to provide the traction and durability. So when it comes to fit and testing, I ran in a UK 8. That is a half size smaller than I usually run in Adidas shoes and shoes generally. Generally speaking as well, Adidas shoes come up narrow on my wider, higher feet, and dropping down half a size just wouldn't normally work. But the Adidas Ultraboost 5 is surprisingly roomy and flexible. There's a lot of stretch across the toe box and enough length that even half a size down I had quite a roomy, pliable feel and fit, and I was okay to run in these shoes. Now I've got good heel hold, locked down across the midfoot, reliable. There's a relatively unfussy, easy fit that disappears nicely on the foot. However, unless you like your shoes more snug, I'd probably still recommend going for your regular running shoe size.
Comes to fit of the Adidas Ultraboost 5, I've got my normal UK size 9 here, which is a US 9.5 with Adidas, and it fits me very well. I think I've got the right amount of room in the toe box. The hold is nice and secure and comfortable with this booty style fit around the midfoot. The midfoot cage on the Ultraboost 5, I think it's not on the 5X, but I like the cage. I've always found it quite comfortable and secures my foot well with the Adidas Ultraboost range. I think the heel's been slightly redesigned with this version of the shoe, and it's got a really good fit. You don't really feel it at all on the run, which is what I really always look for as someone who has an Achilles that can be irritated by certain heel counters. I don't really feel this heel on the run. It's really comfortable, there's enough room there, but at the same time there's no slippage at the back of the shoe. So yeah, all round the fit for me was very good in my normal running shoe size.
Now in testing, I've covered north of 30 miles in the Adidas Ultraboost 5. I mixed up time, distance and pace with some easier 5Ks, longer runs up to 90 minutes and some faster miles as well to test the Adidas Ultraboost 5's faster run credentials. All of that was on road, lots of it in the hot summer sun as well, although that now feels like a distant memory. Hands up, I've not laced up a Boost shoe for quite a while. I honestly thought Boost had had its day and was headed for the fashion shelves, so I came to this review with a really open mind, or at least I wasn't really expecting a huge amount from the shoe. Now while I wasn't blown away by the Ultraboost 5 by any stretch, the performance was sort of generally surprising. There's a competent comfort here that would certainly suit a casual runner or someone looking for a general use kind of gym run crossover shoe. Like the Nike Pegasus 41 or the Saucony Ride 17, I think the Adidas Ultraboost 5 feels easy from the start. It's got that instantly kind of run ready appeal with good stepping comfort and a fairly unfussy fit. It's sort of immediately natural in terms of running shoes. When it comes to the ride, I describe it as competent but also wholly unremarkable. The bigger stack of rejuvenated Boost foam is soft, it's nicely cushioned without being too soggy. There is a little energy to the toe off of this shoe, but that rebound I think falls kind of way short of the lively, punchy, propulsive rides that you'll now find from more aggressive and frankly more fun daily trainers that are out there, I can't see it keeping pace with things like the Endorphin Speed 4, for example. It certainly won't blow your socks off when you put it on and run in it. There is a balance here though. It's a happy enough shoe for easy hour-long runs. It offers a good reliable platform to run off, ample road protection, ticks along relatively easy without offering anything amazing. But you also kind of know what you're going to get in each step. There's no surprises. It's just kind of one of those sort of straight down the middle shoes. Like the Pegasus 41 and the Saucony Ride 17, it disappears into the background and kind of lets you get on with business. It's cushioned and supportive with good grip. And I was perfectly sort of happy clipping along in it, even if I wasn't wowed by it.
So I've run around 50k in the Adidas Ultraboost. I've been running in the Ultraboost for a long time now. I think the early versions, I was quite a big fan of the shoe. I did a lot of marathon training, I think, for my second marathon in various Ultraboost shoes. And I think I used the Supernova on the day. But yeah, really did like the shoe quite a lot because it was pretty comfortable. It was nice looking. I like the fact I could take it on holiday and all that kind of thing. As the years have gone on, the shoe has got a bit heavier and heavier and really, I think, dropped out of the conversation as a really good cushion shoe. It still had the attraction of being a really good looking shoe that you could use for casual running and also for wearing about town. And that is very much, I think, where the strength of the Adidas Ultraboost 5 still is. I think it's a much better running shoe than previous models that we've had of the Ultraboost range, including the Ultraboost Light. I think they've made it lighter, a bit more comfortable. The ride's pretty smooth, but at the same time, I still think it has some flaws. That means it's not really at the level of the cushion shoes in Adidas's range or other brands' range. So I do think it's got quite a smooth ride for what is quite a high drop shoe. We've been testing out the Nike Pegasus shoes lately, the Pegasus 41, the Pegasus Plus. They have a slightly more snappy feel to them than the Ultraboost, even though it's got a 10mm drop as well. I think the ride is quite smooth. It rolls through quite nicely. It is pretty comfortable underfoot, but you don't really get a huge amount back. I think under the forefoot of the shoe, it still feels a little bit thin there compared to some other shoes. And I still prefer, I think, a slightly lower drop shoe with more of a rocker when you're looking at these big cushion shoes, because I think it just moves a bit better when you've got a big shoe like that. But it doesn't feel too heavy on the foot. It was fine ticking along at easy paces. I'd say for me, the limitations with it, I don't think it's particularly versatile. I think if you're going to go and try and run fast in the shoe for anything longer than a very short interval, it just feels a bit big. You don't really get a lot back off the toes. Like I say, it just doesn't really feel like a shoe geared for that. And then I think it's a bit limited in terms of the distance I'd really choose to run in it. It doesn't feel that comfortable if you're going over kind of 15k, that kind of distance, and it feels a bit wooden underfoot. There's certainly shoes I think out there that give you a bit more back in terms of the foams. In Adidas's own range, something like the Supernova Prima has got just, I think, a better foam in the midsole, just gives you a little bit more back. It's a bit more comfortable. It feels a bit more set up for those kind of long runs. Ultraboost, just going out and ticking along some daily training, 5, 10k, that kind of thing, yeah, felt fine. There's no problem with that. If you're looking at high mileage or you want just a really comfortable experience, I just don't think it delivers to the same extent as other shoes on the market from Adidas and others. When I used it for the cool down after a long track session, I had just a 4k cool down, and by the end I was like, yeah, this is okay. It still does the job, obviously. It's still a perfectly fine running shoe, but there's certainly shoes I'd rather have been in, things like the Saucony Hurricane or even the Supernova Prima, like I mentioned, that just have a bit more comfort underfoot. And like I say, it's not got a load of life under the forefoot. So while it's fine, just going and ticking along, I think it's more in that category still, I think. And it's a standout in that category of a shoe, like I say, that is very good for casual use. It's a very durable shoe. It's very comfortable to use. You've got good outsole on there. It looks good. Maybe not necessarily in the orange colorway. I think certainly better. I think all the other colors are better than this one in terms of casual use, but unless you really like orange. But I think it has got that benefit, and that's not a bad thing. It's good to have a running shoe you can use a lot if you're just going to use it for fairly short runs and enjoyable runs like that. But if you're looking at a cushion shoe to round out a rotation or do a lot of high mileage in, I think you can get better options elsewhere.
Verdict then, and the Adidas Ultraboost 5 is perfectly competent, but in many ways largely unremarkable. Easy to run in, somewhat versatile and nicely balanced. It's just not that exciting. There's nothing glaringly wrong with this shoe. The uppers were a bit thick and hot on longer runs in the midsummer. They could be a bit more breathable. They're nice and flexible though. The Boost midsole doesn't quite deliver the punch and versatility of something like an Endorphin Speed 4 or the snap and response of a Hoka Max 6. There are shoes that offer more cushioning and protection too. Now, despite that extra wedge of boost across the foot, the Ultraboost 5 still isn't as plush as shoes like the Brooks Ghost Max 2 or the Asics Gel Nimbus 26. But perhaps the biggest issue with the Ultraboost 5 is that it doesn't really deliver the versatility of even Adidas's own new Supernova Prima, a shoe that comes in cheaper. If you want a balanced shoe that will happily eat some gym cardio, cater for sort of easy everyday miles, sort of casual stuff, casual wear, all that kind of thing, the Ultraboost 5 will cover all of that really quite happily. But there are many cheaper shoes that also tick those boxes, maybe without the styling that you get from sort of that old kind of retro Boost. Yeah, just without that sort of retro appeal of Adidas kind of Boost legacies. But yeah, so if you want that, go for the Boost. But otherwise, I think there probably are better options out there than this shoe.
So I do think the Ultraboost 5 is an improvement on recent versions of the shoe, including the Ultraboost Light, which wasn't that light. You've now got a lighter shoe, a more comfortable shoe, a shoe that has a slightly more flowing ride, I find, and I did enjoy the improved fit around the heel, and in general the fit of the shoe is very good. It's a perfectly good option for knocking out some relaxed runs, like kind of 5k, 10k, like I say, at pretty relaxed paces, and then you've got a shoe that looks good and you can wear around town as well. So if you're looking to really minimise the amount of shoes in your house, which I don't think is always a priority for viewers of this channel who like lots of shoes, like myself, but if you are going to do that, then you have got a shoe here that will do a pretty good job across those, like I say, relaxed daily runs and general use as well. You're looking for a shoe to do a lot of mileage in. I think you're definitely going to find better options. Adidas has the Supernova Prima. The Saucony Hurricane I think is a very good, comfortable, cushioned shoe. You can get far cheaper shoes to do that job as well, like the Nike Pegasus, Puma Velocity Nitro 3. They've both got 10mm drop, pretty similar setup, but I think are more effective and enjoyable running shoes for looking at longer distances and are more versatile as well. And I probably prefer a slightly more rocket shoe with a bit more cushioning under the forefoot, like the Saucony Hurricane 24, the new Brooks Glycerin Max, so that's a bit more expensive. But yeah, this is a pretty pricey shoe, although it has come down in price, I think, a little bit compared to the Ultraboost Light, which is good. And I say you really got to be looking at it as a shoe you're going to use, I think, for general use as well to make it worth that price tag. If you're just looking purely on performance for a cushioned running shoe, you're going to find better options from Adidas and others. But if you want an Ultraboost for walking around in and those kind of shorter general runs as well, it will do a really good job and a better job, I think, than previous models of the shoe have done. I just wouldn't necessarily go for the orange one.
So there you have it. That's been our multi-tester review of the Adidas Ultraboost 5. I hope you found it informative, engaging, entertaining, all of those things, useful first and foremost. Don't forget to hit like if you did. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. That really helps us keep making the videos. That support is really, really very welcome. If you're interested in other daily trends, I'm going to pop up a video on the channel right now that you should watch. Go check that out. Otherwise, we hope to see you again soon on the Run Testers. And yeah, thanks for stopping by and happy running, people.